Alright guys, I got a, you can take a drink out of the Coke if you want to, Charlie. I get a message from the Kid 51. There's an access panel in the trunk. I should have looked at that before I thought about dropping the tank to see if there's an access panel. I didn't think there was, but goes to show you gotta look. Before I mess with the sending unit, I pulled the unhooked the battery, messing with electricity around an open gas tank where the fumes are coming out. You know, maybe it won't do anything, maybe it will. Don't want to take any chances. So there's the panel there. There's a new sending unit. Just dropped it right in, hooked it up. It works. The sending unit that I got is one of the cheaper ones. Hold on. The sending unit that I got is one of the cheaper ones, so I'm thinking it's probably going to need adjustment, finagled a little bit. The arm's a little bit longer than the stock one, so I'm sure I'll be messing with that for a while. What I plan on doing is just taking the car to the gas station and filling it up and then seeing what it reads. It's reading a little under half a tank right now. I don't think that's right. It might be. I don't think that's right though. So this is the stock one here. It's pretty nasty in there. So I was happy to see that it wasn't a wiring issue. It was an electrical issue other than the actual sending unit itself, which was fairly easy to install. It took me all of 5 to 10 minutes. So, you know, there it is. I've got the sending unit in. As long as, you know, for right now, as long as it's reading something, I'm happy. So I'm not kind of flying blind. But I'm going to have to tweak it to get it to read correctly. So we got that. And I'm sure I'll do videos on, you know, me doing that. If I could go back and do it again, I'd just spend the, I don't know, 70 bucks, 80 bucks for, you know, exact copy of it. This is just kind of a, I guess a generalized sending unit. You know, it's adaptable, so I'm sure I'll have to do some fiddling with it, but as long as it's working and it's showing something on the gauge, then I'm happy. So there it is. After I get this buttoned up, next thing I plan on doing is, I know, I'm sorry. Another thing, or the next thing I plan on doing is jacking the front end up and figuring out I've got a lot of play in the front end. Bump steer. I'm sorry. I know. That's bad stuff. Got a lot of bump steer, a lot of play in the front end. And it's not dangerous, but it's, you know, I'm not happy with it. I'd like to jack it up, see if it's coming from wearing the bushings in the front end or the steering box. You know, see where that's where the problem is. Just, you know, doing all the stuff to get it more roadworthy, I guess. Not that it isn't already, but, you know, make it a little bit easier to drive. It's keeping cool pretty good. I've been driving it. You know, it's been hot some of these days, and I've driven it for a while, and it stays cool, so I don't have overheating issues. It's got a small oil leak where the oil filter, I think that's where it's coming out of, where the oil filter is. And that whole like where that canister is down there, yeah, right there, like towards the bottom. Not a big deal, but it's another thing that needs attention. The carburetor, when I park on a hill, if I park uphill, it'll want to stall out. And I believe if the front end's facing downwards, it will want to flood. I'm thinking there's a problem with the needle going into the float. Something going on with the float to where it's, you know, just, you know, either emptying the fuel out of the float or putting too much in. So probably do a tear down on the carburetor and maybe clean it up a little bit. I don't know if I'll get a rebuild kit right now, but you know, ideally I'd like to go to a different setup, maybe dual carb, something like that, but just don't have the money for that right now. So just get it to where it's running right now. Fender skirts, I'd like to get fender skirts for it. I could just epoxy those and throw them on, so I think fender skirts make it look pretty cool. If it doesn't, you know, it's just one of those things you can pull off and put it on when you want to and whatever. So,
This side's hard up.
well, you gotta pull on the handle. Pull on it.
No.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, it's like you have to like hit it. See where it faces.
Yeah. There you go, you got it. So, there it is, guys. Probably fiddle around with it a little bit more today. It's nice out. Probably take it down to the park or something. So, if I do, I'll get some video of that. See you guys.